All right, what I want to do is I want to share some easy exercises that you can do at your desk. Now, the majority of people do have desk jobs, and typically they're sitting in front of a computer. So shoulders are rounded, heads forward, either that or you're working on documents all day. And what we want to do is we want to reconcile that forward head posture, and we want to reconcile all that sit time. I'm sure all of you have heard that sitting is the new smoking. So much of that actually has to do with what it's doing to our spine. Okay, when we look at the health effects of sitting, okay, what it's doing to our vascular system, what it's doing to our spinal health, and what it's doing to our nervous system. Okay, so we want to reconcile all this sit time the best we can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a series of exercises that's really going to be geared more towards the neck, right, and be geared more towards opening up the chest and getting some extension through the middle back. Okay, so if you sit, make sure that you incorporate these exercises. Now, what I want you to do is I actually want you to be doing these about every hour. So you can work for about an hour, 90 minutes, go ahead and take a break, and then do these exercises for 5 minutes. You'll be glad that you did, and if you suffer from any headaches, neck pain, middle back pain, it'll definitely help with those conditions. Okay? So the very first thing we want to do with these exercises is we want to warm up. Okay? So we're going to do some simple, easy range of motion exercises, what we like to call yes, no, maybe, to keep things simple. Reason being, we're going to have a yes action, we're going to have a no action, and then we're going to have a maybe action. So what you're going to do is you're just going to sit up straight in your chair, you're going to look up, and then we're going to look down. There's one. We're going to look up, and then we're going to look down. There's two. You're going to do 5 of those. Then you're going to move into the nose, right? So all you're going to do is you're going to rotate until you feel a nice little pull, and then rotate back. There's 1. There's 2. You're going to do 5. And then you're going to move into the maybes. So you're just going to tip the ear to the shoulder, okay? So you're going to come here, and then here. There's 1. Here, and then here. That's 2. Make sure that you're going nice, slow, and controlled. Okay? You're not getting out of control with those movements. Now the next we're going to move into what we call cervical retraction, and I like to just call it the double chin, because essentially what you're doing is you're giving yourself a double chin. Like I said, the majority of us, we're at a desk all day and we have this forward head posture. This is the position that we tend to fall into. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit up straight, arms down, shoulders back. And what we're going to do is we're just going to be bringing the chin towards the chest, okay? Chin towards the chest, ear back towards the shoulders, okay? So I always like to use my hand as a cue. Put 2 fingers on your chin here, and all you're going to do is you're going to be pushing the chin back and down, just like that. And then hold for about 5 seconds and let it go. And then we'll go back. Hold for 5 seconds, let it go. You do 5 of those. If you're doing those correctly, you should actually feel a pull at the base of your skull. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do, now that we're nice and warmed up, is we're going to do what we call a Bruger's postural break. Okay. So all you're going to do is you're going to sit up in your chair. You're going to bring your arms down, right? Palms facing outwards. You're going to push those fingers down and bring the shoulders back together. And you're going to hold that for 5 seconds and then let it go. Then we're going to bring our arms down and back, all the while trying to retract the chin as well, like we just did. Okay? So to see it from the side, you'll bring your arms down and back, try and retract the chin a little bit. And you'll do 5 of those Bruger postural breaks, holding them for about 5 to 10 seconds. Now the next one we're going to do is an actual legitimate exercise. And I'm sure if you're a patient in the clinic, you've heard of the YWTLs or our life extensions. Okay, so we're going to move through a series of motions, and all of them are going to be focused on the same thing, bringing the shoulders back, the shoulder blades together, and trying to pinch them together. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a Y position, and we're going to really bring those shoulder blades back, pinch the shoulder blades together, keep the chin or the ear up over the shoulders so the chin retracted a little bit. Hold that for 5 seconds. You're going to come down into a W, bring the thumbs back, pinch the shoulder blades, hold for 5 seconds, then we'll go into a T, bring the shoulder blades back, pinch them together, hold for 5 seconds, okay. And then a double L, okay, so 90 degrees at both elbows, bring the thumbs back, pinch the shoulder blades together, hold for 5 seconds, okay? So Y, W, T, L. Hold each position for 5 seconds, cycle through each one of those 3 to 5 times, okay? Now, if for some reason you cannot do the YWTLs, or if you really have a time crunch, just do the W movement, okay? So the best is gonna be to move through all 4 of them. However, if you can't, or if it bothers you, hurts your shoulder for some reason, you just come into the W position, bring the thumbs back like somebody's pulling your thumbs, push the chest out, bring the shoulder blades down and back like you're pinching a pencil between your shoulder blades, okay? So if you can't do the YWTL, just do the W. If for some reason that hurts a shoulder, you have an injury, or you can't do those movements, then instead of either one of those, you're gonna do an isometric pull, okay? And what I mean by that, by isometric, we're not moving anything. It's an isometric contraction of a muscle. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna make a C shape with both hands, lock our fingers together, bring our elbows up, level with the horizon. And what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be trying to pull your hands apart. But at the same time, you're focusing on the same movement. You're bringing your shoulder blades back and together like you're trying to pinch a pencil between your shoulder blades. So it'll look like this. So you're pulling really tight in between the shoulder blades. You hold for 5 seconds, okay? So the goal, do the YWTL. If you can't, do the W. And if you can't do the W, then do the isometric contraction. Now, if you get bored, by all means, you can cycle through all of those, all right? Now, one of the last things that we want to do before we do an easy stretch is we want to do some cervical tracking, or what we call up and overs. So while you're sitting there in your chair, you're going to scoot to the front of your chair, and all you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking up and over your shoulder. Now, the thing to be careful with here is you want to move nice and slow. You do not want to be out of control, because if you move too fast, you could actually create an injury. You don't want to be looking too far back. You just want to go to the point where you naturally stop, or you naturally feel a little bit of a pull. The other thing is, if you have any dizziness, any vertigo, any nausea, anything like that when you do this exercise, then discontinue it. It's contraindicated for you, and there might be something going on there. Make sure that you tell your chiropractor or your primary care provider, okay? But the way the up and overs go, slow and controlled, I'm just gonna look up and over my shoulder and then back. And I'm gonna look up shoulder and back. Once again, we're going to be doing that 5 times each direction. Now, if you think of a little kid when they're learning how to crawl, they're on their hands and knees, right? And their heads up. It's actually how we develop that cervical curve. And then one of the things that they do is they pan around the room, right? They're looking for mom or they're looking for dad up and over their shoulder. Another way that we're helping reinforce, develop that cervical curve. So this is a good way that you can reconcile all that forward head posture, get a little bit of reinforcement with that cervical curve just sitting there at your desk. So it's plain and simple, up and over your shoulder, up and over your shoulder, okay? Last thing, we just want to do a light stretch, okay? So what we're going to start with is you're just going to bring the arms down, sit up straight, and you're just going to drop your head back, look at the ceiling. Close your eyes if the lights are right above you. And we're just going to hold that for about 15 seconds. Okay? And then next, we'll go to the side. So what you're going to do is you're going to reach down to the floor with this arm, and at the same time you're going to tip your head here and just lightly pull to where you feel pull. You're not wrenching, you're not forcing, just a little bit of a pull. And you'll hold that for 15 seconds. And then what we'll do is we'll go to the other side. So reach down, hold just slightly. Good. Hold for 15 seconds. Don't force it, nice and easy. And then the last one, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rotating our head down and looking into our shirt pocket or kind of sniffing the armpit, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be reaching up with this hand, grabbing the head, reaching down with this one, and you're just looking down while rotating. Hold for 15 seconds. And what you do is you go to the other side. So we're going to be rotating our head and looking down. Pull here, reach down with the opposite arm. And hold for 15 seconds. Now, once you get the routine down, it'll take you anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes. Do it every hour. And it will greatly benefit you not only in your spinal care, but if you're struggling with any headaches or neck pain, it'll benefit you as well. So if you have any questions, please reach out to us. We also have a little booklet that we can send you that has all of these exercises in it. Okay? I hope all of you that have desk jobs, I hope you find that useful to you. Just make sure that you incorporate.